for Nebraska, I think a few things jump out. Number one, the plan for TJ Lateef and what will that look like? Can they get him going maybe a little earlier in this game than we saw at Penn State?
Get him going in terms of throw it downfield a little bit,
push it a little bit,
push the ball down the field. They've been sort of reluctant to do that this year, period. I don't know what that – I think that – I should speak into the microphone. I think a lot of these offensive discussions, you can't point to one area. It just seems like there's a lot of, hey, guys, you ever thought about when you're a passing team, how much has to go right? That's why I've always said be a running team. Because if you're passing the ball, protection has to be right. Your receivers have to get open, get to their landmarks, win 50-50 balls, which there's a lot of that kind of thing, and the balls got to be delivered correctly. Mm-hmm. So we always have these detailed conversations. What's going wrong in the passing game? Well, there's been a lot that's not been right. So now you have a young quarterback going against what? Phil Parker's defense. Mm-hmm. 62-year-old Phil Parker. Won't be easy.
One thing that I personally would like to see more of is Nebraska utilizing Latif's mobility. And I mean that just as a runner.
Yes.
Well, you saw his best throws against Penn State when he was out of the pocket on the move. Rolling, especially to his right. And so I think that's something that, like, from a scheme standpoint, that maybe you can try to incorporate some more of, because I don't think you want him standing in the pocket and trying to, like, dissect Iowa's coverage, because all they do is sit back and just wait for you to make a mistake. And for a true freshman against that defense, that's putting too much on TJ. I think you can find ways to play into his strength, which is his mobility, and then simplify things as well. Because when you're on the roll, you only have a couple targets. You don't have to overthink in the pocket and worry about the pass rush collapsing around you. You can give yourself space and just kind of take some of that pass rush pressure off of you. So I think that there's things that Nebraska can do to lean into what TJ does well, and that's with throwing on the move and then using his ability as a runner.
Well, the game at Penn State, Emmett Johnson, guys, got off to a hot start. He had his career-long run. I think Nebraska rushed for 74 yards in the first quarter, which is an outstanding quarter in a Big Ten game.
Right. And
they only rushed for 53 yards the remainder of the game.
24 carries.
So they did not move the ball well on the ground. I have to think Emmett Johnson, this could be his last home game at Nebraska. We don't know that, obviously, but he's going to come out emotionally charged. They got to capitalize on that. You think he'll have a chip on his shoulder that he didn't make the finals for the Doak Walker, or is that overanalyzing that?
I don't know. I would counsel him, don't have a chip on your shoulder over that. Those are three really good running backs.
He's had a chip on his shoulder since he was in high school.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But I wouldn't. So I guess what I would tell him is why would
Jeremiah Love's going to win it?
Why would you let that affect you? But if it does affect him, it's not a bad thing. The question I have goes back to Lateef, is why haven't they used him in designed runs more? 2 designed runs against Penn State. Against UCLA, he ran 5 times for 31, and I think it was 2 designed runs in that game. Why not design more for him? Some counter, some QB power.
How much of that's in the offense?
The first play against UCLA, it was an RPO keeper. He took for almost a first down and got momentum and kind of settled him in. I think you can lean on it. You don't have to go like full like Jackson Dart him and get him concussed, but I think you can find ways to just play to his. Brett Rule always talks about he's a triple threat quarterback. He's a thrower in his mind and his feet and his ability to beat you with his legs. I think they're underutilizing the leg part of that.
Sean, you can put that stuff in pretty easily,
Oh yeah, but maybe they didn't want to get him hurt.
And you know what? They might be. One thing we haven't talked about at all that's sort of bubbled to the surface. You have to listen closely. They put more emphasis on Iowa than any team. They were working on Iowa in the offseason. They don't do that with every team. You heard Dana Holgorsen refer to it this week. He said, we put more into Iowa than anybody. So I wonder, maybe this is where you turn Lateef loose a little bit.
They started Iowa prep got a jump on Iowa prep in the bye week.
Right.
It's funny, though, when Nebraska beat Iowa early, nobody would recognize it as a rivalry. Iowa fans kind of ignored it, and Nebraska fans didn't respect it. And now when Iowa sees the pain they've put in the Nebraska fans, it's become a rivalry.
Yeah, I'll fight anybody who says it's not a rivalry. I don't get that.
100% a rivalry.
Yeah.
After last year, there is
I don't get it.
no question.
Yeah, man, it feels like a
Last
rivalry.
year was every bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, last year was. I was going to say, last year, those Iowa fans are wise, and you remember what happened? Nebraska got up, but then they started making mistakes, and Iowa fans knew exactly what was
It just
happening.
erupted.
They knew
It just erupted. And then that play by Caleb Johnson. I mean, it was.
They knew, but what I'm suggesting is they knew what was happening. They just wait for Nebraska to self-destruct.
Yep.
If I was Rule, I would tell my guys, they're waiting for you to self-destruct, so don't. Just for a change.
Like Garcia Castaneda last year should have just not even tried to catch the punt.
Right. Remember? Yeah, that was self-destructing. They just do these things where, and those Iowa fans are like, here we go. Here it comes.
Here we go. Now
Exactly.
game on.
Right.
Let's go. Hawks!
Right.
Like just that blood in their voice. You could hear it.
Yeah. So don't self-destruct. All right.
Easier said than done.
I know.
Well, even like when Frost had Logan Smothers, I mean, they're just dealing. They came out and then they get like a punt blocked. And,
Right.
I mean, it was like everything that could have happened.
And here comes
no
Let's Go
coincidence.
Hawks.
It always comes down to a special teams game-changing play, whether you're muffing a punt, blocking a punt, big return, walk-off field goal. Like special teams have been the difference in this series for the last 15 years.
That's good news because guess what? Nebraska's pretty good special teams.
Equalizer.
Now. Yeah.
And
Mike Eckler.
one thing, Nebraska has not allowed very many punt return yards. I think 21 on the year is what they're at now, because Penn State had a few, right?
Hold on, Sean.
It's 21 allowed punt return yards on the year.
Yeah, Nebraska's been pretty good. Punt return defense is 7th in the Big Ten. Iowa's really good too. No, they're not. They're not. No, backtrack. They're terrible on punt return defense. Iowa, 100th in the nation.
But Iowa has a great punt returner, the Jet Award winner. So what I'm saying is, can they punt it where he doesn't get returns?
Right.
That's the question.
Well, I think they can, right?
I think so. I think with Archie, you can punt it however you want.
Right.
And Iowa's very aggressive about trying to get him a return.
Oh, God, yes. He's got 3 touchdowns off punt returns. 3
He's
touchdowns.
close on a few others.
Yeah. No, he's a like 27 per return.
To your point, though, Sip, like Corey Barney is kind of a game changer too. He's
Absolutely.
got that ability to him at least.
Yeah.
So you talk about Iowa struggles with their punt coverage. All this attention on the Iowa return game. Maybe this is Nebraska's turn to get that big game changing return.
Wouldn't that be something?
If Barney ran a punt back,
Yeah, or just a long one.
or
to
they
put him
blocked a punt,
Or
Yeah.
Nebraska made the game changing winning special teams play in the Nebraska Iowa series.
Rule's going to be all out on this game. I mean, he has to be.
He has to be. We just called it the biggest game of his career to date.
Yeah, Nebraska. Yeah,
because it just changes the whole dynamic.
it does.
And by the way, they're underdogs, so like you have to win as an underdog.
And 8-4 is what you guys predicted, right?
Right.
That gets you to the prediction, and that gets you to wow, progress.
Took a step.
Yep.
All right, Florida. All right.